Welcome back. Welcome back.
Carter. Anything from Prime Day?
I just felt a wave of shame come over me when you said that. The cart's carting right now, bro.
Yeah, me too. I've been thinking about getting a touchscreen monitor.
Bro, when do you not want a monitor?
I don't know, one of those little ones so I can put it at an angle at the bottom of the other ones.
Yeah, like 12 they're like ultra wide but small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are cool looking.
A lot of people do that now. They have that tiny monitor they use for their main monitor.
I like that it's I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without sounding super sus. I like that it's widescreen because if you turn it on its end, right, the long way, then you can run a chat on it.
Yeah.
Right. So I could literally take YouTube chat and just run it on that one and then have it not take up a monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could put YouTube and Discord chat, right? I could have two and have them next to each other, one with Discord, one with YouTube. I need to have somewhere to put Discord chat, because people type in the bubble chat sometimes and I don't see it.
Can you make the chat separate on its own? Yeah.
What happened?
Can you make chat separate?
Yeah. You could. Yeah, there's a way to do it. You could take that bubble chat and put it on another monitor.
Where's Bitcoin going today? Taking it, the numbers didn't come out good this morning.
Let's go take a look. Forex Factory.
This one is what?
If they're honest, then they didn't come out good. No.
Dump when market open. So that's what I'm thinking. I slept so late.
Well, met expectations for core PCE, which was no change. GDP is actually up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has a lot to do with that. Unemployment claims are down a 10K from forecast. And GDP quarter over quarter is like 0.1% up. Not horrible. Not enough to change anything, though. Not enough to make them cut. Looney has got 78 monitors in his house, bro. I cannot wait until that setup actually goes live, because the amount of monitors this man has bought in the time that I've known him, that shit's got to be crazy.
You know what? I'm actually down. I'm only down to 3 right now. I just going through a lot. I keep changing it.
I know how that is,
changing
bro.
the setup.
Yeah, I know how that is.
I like how I have it now. I think just adding that little one on the bottom, I'll be all set. Yeah, it was a time I was overboard.
Yo, if you guys are gonna make AI pictures of me, can you at least bring down the size of my head? Because damn. Big old watermelon head. And I spent too much time at the gym for y'all to give me them little puny ass shoulders too. One needs to re-edit that picture.
Yeah, it does look like a little kid sitting there on a stool.
That's how it felt though, sitting in my little chair though. I'm not gonna lie. And Cypher School is spelled wrong.
What's that? See-through monitors? That's cool. You can see through them, right? Yeah. Transparent monitors. I like that.
Nah, it's all good. I'm just talking shit. Jacket made an AI video of me sitting at my desk and standing up, turning into an Asian man, and then melting into a puddle on the ground. So AI's come a long way since then.
AI.
I remember in the beginning, bro, the big fight was just getting it to give you the right amount of fingers and arms. Now it's
AI.
like crazy, bro. Now it's like down to the pores.
AI is amazing, man. It's just crazy. Like you don't even need does anything, man.
What's going on, Raf? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's been upping my efficiency by a lot. Just getting all that shit, just like the everyday stuff, right? Like going through your emails every day. Bro, I have never had an organized email in my life till now. That shit went in and blocked all the spam for me, organized old emails, brought out opportunities that I had missed that I didn't see in the past.
Really, I need that then,
Bro,
man. I got
what?
so many emails that I don't even like going in my email.
Everybody
I get,
does. No, and we're not gonna go in there and clean that shit ever.
mm-mm. I got millions of emails, man. It's crazy.
But there was like deals in there, right? Like I was getting emails for
Yeah.
opportunities and stuff I was missing, stuff that I probably wouldn't have taken anyways, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what's great about AI, Raf, that they'll just keep taking care of it. Yeah, there's no avoiding the spam. Someone's gonna sell your information to somebody eventually anyways,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. I tried that changing my email. I'm like, I'm gonna change it. I'm like, nah, I had my email address since the internet started, man. But I get God, like 20,000 emails a day. Junk.
but just little shit like that. Mm. Now when I get up, I've got excuse me, I got my dashboard. It's in the AI prompts, by the way. Anybody that wants to build this Cypher Life dashboard that's in Discord that maybe hasn't been coming to the AI classes, all those prompts are there. But I go sit at my dashboard now and it just organizes it for me. Say, hey, these are 3 emails that need your immediate attention. This is these 2 are past due. These you don't have to worry about. This is spam. It's dope.
What is that? I need to look into that. AI prompts. Oh, right, I see it.
Mhm.
God.
But if all you want is the like you can, it's all natural language, right? So like you can literally sit to your, go to your Cloud Code, sit down and say, hey, I want you to connect to my Gmail and this is what I want. Just be like, make sure you authorize anything through me until we figure out. Right now, I don't really need to authorize much. It knows what I want, knows what I need, and knows what's spam and what isn't. Yeah, I'm sure they are thinking about pushing it. OpenAI to me always was like, damn, talk about getting this shit under the stick. So you're gonna IPO after the market tops, after SpaceX IPOs, after Anthropic IPOs, and then you think you're just gonna pop on the scene, and I would push it back too. That's probably not a bad idea.
OpenAI, they were gonna start a. What do you think of Venice AI?
I haven't heard of them.
You never heard of it? It's a crypto.
I honestly haven't been looking at too many crypto AI projects except for like the blue chips right now.
It's from the creator of OpenAI, isn't it? That's why I brought that up.
I don't know. I have to look into it.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Check his VVV. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait, is I know the ticker. Hold on.
VVV, right? Isn't that what that is?
If we're thinking about the same one, damn, this still.
I brought that up. It was at $1, man. Then that thing went over $20. I was like,
this
what?
thing is still dropping in post.
VVV. It's up 9% today. Wait. It's at $14.
Venice token. Wasn't there something else that was VVV that we used to trade all the time on crypto.com?
No, not that
am I tripping?
Pretty sure it's from the same creator and the guy. What's his name?
And he's been ripping for a little bit.
Eric Voorhees. 100 billion tokens daily. But we were trading this. God, it was at $1 when I.
Nah, I remember the ticker. I think I'm just confusing it with another project.
Yeah.
This thing looks like it's gonna come down though. Probably a decent short down to like 7.2. 8.8 and like 7.2.
It needs to come back down, man, because it got hot. It was hot there for a while. It's from the creator of ChatGPT. That's what.
I'll look into it. See what it's about. Yeah, probably looks like a good one right there. That M pattern brings you down to this SR flip. I'm just excited to see what all of this shit gets to at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Like gaming, man. What happened to gaming? Jesus. There's so many, like, there's some tokens that used to be $1 billion market cap, man. They're under $1 million. Like, what is this? I was looking at one the other day. It was $700,000 market cap.
Those are the ones you want to pay attention to if that team is still active. Because we know that gaming is always going to be a thing, right? It's just off narrative. Not only that, but most of these projects don't have deliverables yet. except for guns, most of these projects don't have playable games yet.
Like, look at Illuvium, man. That's on to a $20 million market cap. I could not believe it.
Bro, my current strategy for MSTR Neve is like a little bit of a mix between letting this play out right to 70 and like a country song. It's like Baby Jesus Guide My Bullets.
Oh, yeah.
Grab the wheel.
They're expecting a lot of people expecting Mikey to take some Bitcoin out because of this.
Bro, I would be very happy taking profits right here, right? This was my initial target for this short. But with just the amount of FUD, the fact that we didn't hold support, and that literally was like the only thing. If we get rid of this VPVR, much. Look at how nasty this gets down here. Like you're in the middle of what I'm pretty sure is that vector. Right, so you're at about 50%. I've been short since November, bro. Been short since 320 on this thing. That full vector gives me my TP, right? That's why that target is there. But I mean, you got golden pocket right under, right? Not really a whole hell of a lot as far as let me put on the VPVR. Like, look at the gap, bro. Is it responsible for me to TP at 0.5? Yeah, I mean, especially since both of my targets have already been hit. Does anything on this chart tell me that this shit isn't going to keep going down? Nah, not really, bro. And Bitcoin's not at its bottom. I expect it to get down here with Bitcoin at its bottoms, right? If I'm still looking for Bitcoin to hit those mid 50s and mid to low 40s, then I think I just let it ride. I've already moved. I've already sort of made mental stops above SR here, right? So I'm never gonna give back more than like 110. But underneath that, I think I'm just gonna let it ride, bro. Still got plenty of time left on the contracts. Then now you're talking to me dirty. But yeah, I'm gonna protect the gains, right? But I'm not gonna cut the possibility of letting it hit its full potential either. The hardest part of this trade already passed. Right? The hardest part of this trade was during our relief rally. We put in that W, we went up, we hit the measured move, we rejected. But, Bitcoin was looking really strong. Right? So the scary part was as Bitcoin was pushing. But that gave me confidence point to just hold. That's when we drew our squiggle. Decent trade. Only second place too. Well, actually, I don't even know if it's second place. I got to do the math. My Labubu short feels like a better trade, but just because of the rotation that I caught in the middle of it.
Boo boo. How do you show a boo boo?
Pop Mart, parent company.
Oh, okay. Pockmark.
Look, and this shit has done nothing but just put in a larger bear flag for me. Which means that I have to bring that over. So the reason this feels like a better short is because of the genius exit that I had when not even genius, but it's pretty obvious. Somebody came in the chat and was like, "Hey, there's a Labubu movie coming out," and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I looked it up, and they were like really shilling the movie everywhere. I was like, "Oh hell no, I got to get out of this short." And then it pumped for a bit. And we got to resistance, and by the time we got to resistance, nobody was even talking about the movie anymore. So I just reopened the short. This has a bigger potential, in my opinion, to really just collapse, bro. Because there's no way in hell that Pop Mart's valuation should look like this. Zero reason. And the Labubu craze is gone, so they can't justify upcoming earnings, you know. So unless they get another sort of doll or something that catches fire, then I think I might be in a position to, even if I have
Trends
to
are
reset.
crazy. What's trending now? It's this thing. It comes in a little rice basket. It's like goo. I'm like, what is this stuff?
I don't know. As long as Pop Mart doesn't sell it, then I'm good money.
Dude, we're out of trends, man. I mean, you could
I
have
don't know.
social trends, but you're not gonna. No one's got any money to trend. Everybody was putting their money into SpaceX, and now look at it.
How high did SpaceX end up going?
Dar, no, we
220
pushed
or
it to
something.
tomorrow's because we just had class the other day, so I wanted to space it out a little. So we're gonna do Friday and Sunday. Let me put out a I forgot to put out the message. You know what? Maybe we can do. Maybe we'll do an AI one today. Give me a second. Let me see. Let me see if this thing is ready. Because there is something that I wanted to do with y'all. Where is it? Yeah, I wanted to release my Timo Fable. I couldn't wait to top out because of it. I mean, my just so you know, like why I chose instead of just shorting ETFs or something like that, right? So that was Bitcoin's run. Let me get rid of. Right, it's Bitcoin's run versus MicroStrategy, right? So MicroStrategy topped out first, obviously. But look at the difference in percentage. Bitcoin basically did a, 8x. MicroStrategy did like a 76x. So, and with some of the 2x instruments that they have, right? There was just a lot more to unwind. Now, this is the very reason why I will be exiting this short and using the profits to buy MicroStrategy at the bottoms, because I do expect MicroStrategy to outperform Bitcoin again this time. But just as a beta play on Bitcoin, right? It's not like I'm going all in on MicroStrategy. The purpose of this short is to build that position, right? So whatever I get out of that short is what ends up being that position, basically. Maybe I might cannibalize it a little bit because this shit is going to print. Look at where we are macro wise, right? If this doesn't hold and it doesn't look like it is, right? You're going to fall through this fair value gap, which we already are. And there's nothing to stop it. All right, I put the post out. My bad. It threw me off since we just had class. But like I said, we're gonna run a Cypher Life AI class tonight. Tomorrow we'll do Cypher School, and then Sunday we'll be back to regular schedule. I wanted to give people enough time that want to be there for the AI class, so I set it for 7 EST.
Dbloc, what's up?
What's going on, bro?
I just wanted to take a little piece of your wisdom or ask for it. What do you think the probability of us hitting the psych high and low? You know, I know we have that strong support that we failed to get over last night, but what do you think the chances are that we get above that on this midweek reversal, which I'm hoping is right here?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. We've already tapped it a couple times. If we hadn't really revisited Psych High at all, I would have maybe given it a bigger percentage. But we've already lost Psych High, got it back, lost it, got it back. That doesn't mean we won't. It just, if the Psych ranges haven't retested at all, they tend to be a bigger sort of pull, a bigger magnet. Now, I will say, if we get above the 800 EMA, then the chances are increased. I mean, obviously, without being obvious. But what I mean is, like, this is coming down. We've got this support, and the 800's about to be underneath it. So this SR flip plus that 800 is going to be a tall task. And then we get Friday, right? We got tomorrow's our trap day. And then Saturday we reset. So you really only have 48 hours. It's kind of stacking up against. When we were here, there was a much better chance. When we were flagging out and it looked like we were coming to put in maybe a type 2 on this W, then I would have said, yeah, right? Because that measured move would have took us right to it at that point. If we would have done one of these. But we fell back underneath. So now you've got a rebuild structure, right? Which means now you'd have to come up, take this out, come back, set that up, right? But like I said, you've only got 48 hours before this doesn't even become a thing anymore because they reset. So possible, yeah. Probable, I wouldn't put it on the probable side. I would put it on the possible side. Probability lies in grabbing this vector and just rejecting off of this downtrend again. Now, what I'd like to do is long into that with the possibility of it breaking and retesting, and then the possibility of it breaking and going. But that's not my intention on getting in this trade right now. Like right now, I'm really only looking for 612. I'm open to it extending further, you know what I mean? But it's gonna have to show me that.
And did you say something about class today? Was there a class today?
Well, Thursday is usually when we have, but we just had an intensive class the other day, so I thought it would be too soon. So what we're gonna do is do an AI class tonight, and then tomorrow we'll do another Cypher school, and then Sunday we'll be back on regular schedule.
All right, and you have that last class posted? I only caught the second half.
Yeah, I think so. Let me check to double. Yeah, I think I got to post it on live videos. And if you go in chapter 9, it's also posted there.
And what time is the AI tonight?
7 EST.
Okay.
I wanted to
you.
give people time. I didn't want to just drop it. And yeah. Let me check the live video vault. Chapter 8, 9. You know what? Let me see. Maybe I didn't post that whole class. Okay, tab. My bad, y'all. If I didn't, that's 1000% on me. Yeah, I didn't. All right. Not download. I need the link. All right, it's posted now in the live video vault. I'm about to post it on the chapter 912.
Yesterday, something that really stood out that I think in my opinion, the message is good to get out is when you was explaining high leverage, the 10x versus 50x, and the margin and all that,
Yeah.
and the risk that hit home, and I think that would be beneficial for a lot more people to hear it, and
Yeah,
maybe only a few people were able to hit it.
that's
But
the
just
next
something I think.
the next chapter is going to be all sizing risk. That's when we're really going to go through the calc. That's why I almost didn't want to release the calculator until that class, but it's people need it, so I just put it out. But yeah, we're going to go over that in depth for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a question yesterday, and my phone died. The average daily range, right? That's what you pull your extra cushion on your stop loss.
Yeah.
Isn't that equal to the width of the 50 EMA band at that particular candle? Again, just a mixing because I'm not certain.
Not necessarily, but it does relate to it, right? Like if you've got a really big cloud, then you can assume that your ATR is going to be bigger, but it's a deviation. It's a deviation cloud. So the way it's set, the X's that it's set to isn't the same as the ATR. But yes, when you have a thin cloud, you're going to have a small ATR. When you have a big, thick cloud, you can expect that the average true range is going to be higher.
And a thin cloud is pretty much the EMAs being tight and precursor for usually a larger move in one of the other directions.
You can kind of look at it like a stand-in Bollinger Band that's just showing you the volatility, right? Like when we come down those big candles, you see how a cloud gets all, there's a lot of movement in the candles. And when we come down and we start to just put in tiny candles, it starts to close in, right? It's the volatility. Sort of like how far away price is moving from the 50 drags the cloud with it. We could look at it like that. And then once it starts to settle in back at the 50, then the cloud sort of contracts back on price.
I was thinking, again, I don't know how you would do it, but if you could have that sizing calculator, be like the little box on the side of your, whatever your time frame crypto state, something like that, like, just like a little window of it. But when the odds are, potential for a good position, maybe it lights up when, there's a big risk to reward. Not to say that it's indicated to take a thing, but I know with me, especially in the beginning, every time there's a good entrance, I'm sitting here worried that it's going to continue to go in that direction, where like bad habit of buying the tops and buying, shorting the bottoms is because, I'm like, oh, this is definitely going to go. And then when I start to get the indication that it's not going, it's already like, 2 candles late. And now I'm like, oh, I'm late, whatever. But
you need to start looking for the absorption. Like that's really what you need to focus on more than anything at the bottom. You'll start that 1 or 2 candles will go down to 1 candle and eventually go down a little bit more. In other words, like the time that it takes you to sort of see what's happening. But honestly, all you're doing when price is coming down is you're asking, okay, are they picking up buyers? Right? Remember that those volume candles you see on drops, it's not the amount of sellers that are increasing that make the volume drop. It's the amount of buyers that it's picking up on the way down. Right? Like this.
When you say volume drop, it's a little confusing. Volume would be increasing on the volume candle, but we're talking about the volume.
No, so what I'm saying is when price drops, when price itself drops and volume increases, right? When price is dropping on increasing volume, they're finding buyers, right? At these bottoms where we do get these pivots, that candle is the amount of buyers that stepped in. So when you see a drop on falling volume that isn't, it's dropping and volume isn't picking up at all, then chances are you're not picking up any buyers, right? The price isn't finding any buyers. There's nobody there to stop the price. Like, look at this drop. Right? Price is coming down. It's not until these candles that you start to see those buyers start to step in. Right? And the peak of those buyers is at that stopping volume candle. Now, price still continues to, to drop. But what it's telling you is that the market found participants. And so that's what I look for when it comes to grab a pivot, right? To grab a quick drop. On the 5 minutes, a little more obvious. Right? Because you see
Sometimes I
that
second
big
question.
volume spike.
Sometimes I find myself second questioning that because, all the orders that, they tend to run through on a liquidation sweep, those orders become buyers once they're liquidated. So I'm like, is this really sell or buy pressure, or is this just, people get annihilated? Which we're getting a move right now.
Yeah. That's why the proportion is a big deal, right? When you see this many buyers step in on a drop like this, doesn't mean that price is going to continue to go. It just means that you found the floor, at least temporarily. Honestly, think the best thing for people that are just sort of starting and maybe have problems with the actual snipe is just start setting up for type 2s, but while you're studying that snipe, right? You're studying the type 1s the entire time that you're, and then eventually you're going to see things that start to give you those clues. It'll start to make sense. Some of it
A
is
big thing for me.
subjective. Some of it really is subjective, right? Like some of it is experience, but a pretty good rule of thumb is that if you're dropping on no volume, then that drop is going to continue. If you're dropping and volume is increasing, then buyers are stepping in.
A big thing for me to help me, whatever, stop trying to long the tops and short the bottoms is I started to try to predict what the market's going to do. So I'm like, all right, this heavy push, I'll pull, at the tops, I'll pull my fibs, and then I'm looking for a golden pocket retest to see if it's a higher low or if it's going to keep going. So either way, the idea that this, when it rips, if this is going to continue or be a reversal, for me, I would just see action and be like, oh, FOMO, I'm missing out. But then, now I'm looking at it like, oh, potential entry, instead of jumping in on a FOMO, I'm looking for the reversal. So either way, I'm like, all right, well, if this is going to be the top, and this is, the retracement, either way, by having an idea of what you think the next reversal is going to be, helps me from FOMOing on moves that already happened. And what I was saying is, I get scared because I'm like watching this thing go up and I'm like, oh, should I get in or not, whatever. But again, the idea is, if it's already ripping, you're too late. If anything, you're looking to catch the opposite side. So ever since like that started setting in, I've been catching better entries.
That's good.
But yeah,
that's exactly what it's like.
Being,
if you're a
drawing
sniper,
plan.
that's what it's about, right? Like you're not looking for the target. You're looking for where the target's going to be, and you're setting up and you're waiting for it. Right? When we were looking for this drop, what I was looking for to take along was these liquidations. Right? There has to be a target. There has to be a magnet there. We put on these dead bodies and we look at the liquidations on the way down. When this dropped, we didn't find any buyers. Right? From 60, 61 down to 61.2. There was really nothing there. It wasn't until we came down, damn, you're not even going to be able to see the licks now because, well, there was all licks here. And then we had purples and blues on this side. Well, we cleared all of those liquidations. Right, we came down all the way into the blues. As you can tell, all of these have started since this point. So when you see a fast move like that into a major target like liquidations, and then you see volume increase, right? That sort of confluence is what I look for to go heavy. And remember, because of the sizing, if you catch it early enough and your stop is really short, then you can afford to go heavy at minimal risk. You get stopped out, you get stopped out. You know what I mean? But that for me was a high level sort of reversal area.
Thing that's been working out for me lately is I've been setting my order, right, my stop loss, right, and right before my stop loss, again depending on the situation, but where my allowable whatever, this is where I'm out, I'll layer in my position. So I'll start with whatever, say 10 contracts, and then 3/4 down I'll have 30 contracts, and then like right before my stop loss I'll have like another big buy. So if it just, again, my stop loss is like the last potential for a turnaround. So like the closer we get to it, it's like, yeah, I'm going in with a big order, but if it just goes a little bit more, I'm out. But if so as farther as it further goes into my uncomfortable zone, the bigger my order becomes. But right before I'm out, there's a potential for like the Hail Mary gig along, which hopefully in the next class we can talk about adding to positions, because that's something I sometimes screw myself up with.
The reason people screw themselves up is because they add to positions before they remove the risk. If you're taking a position, right, and you're properly sized at the bottom and you're risking that 1 or 2% that you said you wanted to risk, right? In order to add to that position, you have to move your stop loss up to the point where you're removing that original risk. So like if price goes, hold support, moves, and you're able to move your stop loss up to break even, and that means you've taken that 2% risk or that 1% risk off of the table. So now you can add to position, right? Add a new stop loss, add a new 1% risk. But if you keep adding without removing the original risk, then you can find yourself in a position that's doing well, but you're at 5% risk, like 5% portfolio risk. And then if that goes left, it doesn't feel like you're adding any risk, right? Because the trade's going well. But if you haven't removed that risk off the table, then yeah, the calculation is all screwed up.
Yeah, that's where I've been messing up. It's like, I'll be up, whatever, save whatever, $500, and then I'll add on, and then I'll move my stop to, pretty much break even. But you don't realize that it's a bigger position, and then when it starts to retrace, you can lose more.
Yeah.
Or in the past, I've turned good trades into losing trades by adding to it, and then having it bring my stop loss so high that I get out at break even, but I actually lose more than I was intending to.
Yeah. It's good to trust that initial stop. Like, yeah, you want to get to a free trade as soon as you possibly can, but you need to do it at a safe point, right? Because if not, you're just like sort of cannibalizing your profits, especially if you TP a little bit and then move your stop up. Like you can turn what seemed like a 4-to-1 risk reward to really like a 2-to-1 risk reward, but you still had to go 4R or 5R to get it. We're gonna go that. It'll all hopefully make more sense when we get into the risk, into the risking class is the next one.
Appreciate your time and your wisdom, man. Thanks, bro.
I got you, brother. This shit is all doable, I promise.
In the meantime, just YOLO. Just kidding.
I do have a hell long right now. That is a little unresponsible, but I'm good. My stop's in profit.
This prompt that I'm working on for Temu Fable actually does a good job at saving tokens too. Average response went from 241 words to 98 words.
Wait, what? What are you doing?
I'm releasing Temu Fable today in AI class. It's at 7 if you want to go.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you either.
That prompt that I was working on, my Temu Fable, where it can like try to turn Claude as close to Fable when it comes to reasoning as possible without obviously the compute, but in waiting. But it works pretty well.
Called it Temu Fable. I
Yeah.
love it.
Cypher Life Temu Fable version 1.
Oh no, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so there's a full like 8 module prompt that you can drop into a project, and you can just label it Fable, and you can play with that until Fable actually comes back out. Or unfortunately, if you don't have access, maybe it could at least help push Opus a little further. But you can set that up as a project, and then there's a Pocket Temu Fable that's just a short prompt that you can just throw into any LLM if you want, just quick, fast, to without having to do anything crazy. There's a couple of other things that I want to give y'all today too, so that's why I was like, let me do it at 7 so I have some time to work through it all. And then I don't know if this is going to be too deep, but I want to get into the Karpathy method on setting up agents. All of this stuff is going to be prompted, and it'll be cool. It'll be easy to understand. Told y'all, if I got to go down these rabbit holes, you guys are coming with me. You're coming with me.
Anybody been trading that SYN?
So you're 2 hours ahead, right? So that would be 5 o'clock my time? Yeah, okay.
The SYN token 5x my whole port value in the
Oh,
past
shit.
3 days.
Nice. Oh, yeah, bro.
Did you end up checking that chart at all?
Yeah, I looked at it. It was crazy, but I couldn't chase.
Yeah, I had a target of 39. I tried to put it in the TA. spot in case anybody was looking for a play.
Congrats, bro. That's amazing during the bear market too. Those are like gifts, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, it's that low coin count. So like if it does drop, it almost equally, like you can make so much money just off the dead cat bounces because it
Yeah.
like equally matches its drop every time. I don't ever play the short game, so I'll just buy those huge dips and then start scaling out as it climbs. I probably scaled out way too early so many times throughout the whole thing. I got in at like 10 cents. And then it hit
Listen,
60 while I was sleeping last night. But it's
nothing wrong
okay.
with that, bro. Nothing wrong with that. Like I always said, Charlie Munger said he made his first $1 million taking profit too early. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, especially on a coin like that where you got to lock it in. Well done, though. Wave, I'm expecting probably a move up to daily open. 800 EMA should be down around that level at that point. Grab these vectors, reject off of that again. If we pop up, right? If it looks like volume's picking up when we get there, then I might hold to see if we can get above support. But I'm not expecting anything crazy from this move. Just a little zig to the zag.
You got a idea of when the bear market's supposed to be over? I know we're kind of getting close.
October 5th to the 6th is my date. Gun to my head. 24-hour. That's been my since 112K. I've been saying the 5th and the 6th. Everybody now, that's fine. Everybody later will be waiting for lower. Bro, I've gone through all the aspects of this shit since November. From people saying, no way we're going to get a year-long bear market, to no way we're going to go to 40s, to the bottoms in at 70, to the bottoms in at 59. Now these same people are telling me that my numbers are too high and that price is going to continue or blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, you got to have a macro thesis and you got to stick to it. I'm counting on a front run, but I'm not counting on a front run by date. I'm counting on a front run by price. Because by price, we should be targeting 38 and below. But I don't think they let that happen. Either way, I'm not waiting until I hit my magic target to start DCAing. I told y'all my plan. I go into automatic DCAs on the next drop to mid 50s. And then the big bag gets saved to release the Kraken when our DCA bubbles start popping up on our 4-year cycle indicator when we get that final sweep at the end. But everybody's free to play this, obviously, however they want. Remember that being in the game is better than catching the very bottom, right? Nobody at 120 complained that they bought Bitcoin at 20 and it still went down to 15, or that they bought Bitcoin at 25 and it still went down to 15.
Whoa, what is that?
Slowly grinding.
It's just it's a weird whipsaw, man. It doesn't it just doesn't feel. I don't know, man. It just feels different. I can't explain it. I'm agreeing with you where we're going, but just getting there just seems it doesn't. I don't know. It feels like it's resisting. Too many feelings. Too many too many emotions.
Hmm.
F your emotions. It's almost as in like they're punishing the bulls for just running it up. It's like, no, you take 4 hours to pull it up. We'll take 15 minutes to bring it down.
So I don't think that's how that works. All right, so what time is it? We've got an hour left. So we're going to go through a couple things today in AI class. We're going to go through the Timu Fable setup. I also want to get anybody who wants to get off of dashboard onto Cloud Code. I set up a setup guide for y'all for that. And then I want to go into the agent orchestration for anybody that's already building, because I know some of y'all are going further now and building systems for certain things. So I want to go over that real quick. They had one already for trading. That shit was interesting. They just put all the LLMs against each other with 10K. Same coins to pick from and like let them loose. If Sailor sold a solid bunch of Bitcoin, would it be a bullish catalyst? I don't know. It's sort of like the Satoshi wallet argument, right? Like some people thought that if Satoshi showed up and sold some of that Bitcoin, that it would be good for that it would end up being good for Bitcoin. I don't know. I personally, the question is whose hands does it go into? Right? Yeah, Michael Saylor sold 35 Bitcoin the other day and then he bought 1,000. Like this dude has 1,000% drunk the Kool-Aid. I honestly rather him hold that. Like I'm more comfortable with Michael Saylor's Bitcoin than I am with BlackRock's Bitcoin. I think this man will go down with the ship. You know? Remember that he only has this dividend problem at the bottom of every bear market, or he will only have it at the bottom of every bear market. Once Bitcoin's been going down for almost a year, right? And his assets obviously are priced lower because it's gone down for almost a year. But during the bull market, then nobody's going to be talking about that at all, right? Those dividends will pay for themselves plus some. Let me go get something to drink and get ready so that when we start class, I don't got to get back up. I'll be back. We've got still got like 50 minutes till class. Go to sleep, Issa. Oh, I see the problem. Well, you better get some coffee. The class part probably won't be very long. Running through the prompts and doing stuff like that on your own is going to be the longest part. But the explaining part of it isn't going to be too long. I'll sort of go all of it early in class, and then I'll go into like going through the prompts. So if you don't make it through the whole class, at least you'll know what you're getting. Yeah, I hear you. But you don't get tired of being annoying, Duff? Doesn't bother you like in the pit of your stomach? Just wondering, like on a personal level. I'm willing to bet money the bear market isn't going to bring, I mean, the bull market isn't going to bring a brand new high def with it. I'm willing to bet big money that the bull market's going to piss you off too. Yeah, we're putting together a channel here. Slowly but surely, slow breaking W's and all that good stuff. But more honestly of a more of a wedge really at this point that we're breaking out of. We had a bit of a symmetrical going. So we're on the retest of that.
I feel like I'm getting like deja vu here. It's weird, like from earlier this week.
That's basically what we're looking at right now. But yeah, if you pop up a little higher, then you can get that bearish channel going. We just don't have our tops yet. Nastiness is what it is. Just an unmotivated market. Yeah, that's exactly why I keep staring at that pile of blues right there, because that would be a good spot for me to take a long into like a trap long scenario tomorrow or something. I'd love that. All right, good people. We will be back in a bit, YouTube. We're going to jump down in the Cypher School real quick. Handle some business. And then we'll be back. I'm still looking for a daily open hit here. We're basically stuck between that 200 EMA and that 50 EMA on the 5. If you go to the 15, the fight is to get above that 50 EMA. Right, so simply put, if we can't get above that 50 EMA, we risk taking out that lower vector and taking out these lows. If we can climb above that 50 EMA, we're looking to hit daily open and take that top vector. Basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. Perfect time to do class. So don't expect, don't be surprised if this just takes the path of least resistance and sort of does this for a bit in one way or the other. All right, we'll be back. If you're on YouTube and you're interested in the AI stuff we've been doing, just jump in Cypher Life AI and Auditorium. We'll start in about 5 minutes. YouTube, we'll catch y'all on the other side.